So the majority of the time, going no contact is actually a really good idea, because if you've been in a dynamic when you have been chasing, you've been the one doing all of the emotional work, you've been trying to fix it, and all of that has been eroding your self-esteem because you're being met with avoidance, and then this person is running. Going no contact basically puts a line in the sand to break that pattern and to start to give you some of your power back. But it's a really vulnerable time because your nervous system goes, I don't like this. What I really want to do is reach out. What I really want to do is do the thing that gives me that dopamine hit, which is get that little bit of connection, that little bit of attention, but it's never quite enough. So you chase more and then they run away more, and it's just an anxious loop of doom, basically. So when we're in that cycle, going no contact kind of forces you to really sit with your feelings of discomfort. That helps you to process them and therefore helps you to heal, because you're not actually getting the validation that you want from that person. That is never enough, right? It's never going to be enough for this person to, say that they love you, that they need you, that they see you. It's never going to be enough, because the wound that's making you operate in a chasing energy is coming from within you. That needs to be fixed and healed within you, where you actually feel whole and complete within yourself. And you do that by seeing the wound for what it is and changing those beliefs that are running the show, and therefore no longer feel the need to chase. Okay. But what happens very often is when people break up with someone, they go into this space of panic and they start looking up videos on the internet, and there are just hundreds and thousands of videos about no contact. And what you're kind of predominantly looking for is, how can I get this person back? Oh, good. No contact works. Everybody says that no contact will mean that they will come towards me and they'll miss me. But if you think about it, if you go into no contact with the intention and the outcome that you really hope to get of them coming towards you, you're still operating from an anxious attachment type, right? You're still operating from a chasing energy, just in a different behavior. So you're sitting there in purgatory wondering, okay, it's been 53 days now. I wonder if they're going to come back soon. Or it's been 2 years and I wonder if they're going to come back soon. And I have seen this happen so many times before. And this is the one time when I actually think, you know what? It's okay for you to break no contact, because you're living in a state of hope and purgatory. And that is painful because you don't know what's going on. And often part of the problem in this is that an avoidant does this very annoying thing where they leave the door a little bit open. So they leave you with a glimmer of hope. It's never quite shut. They never say, look, I don't want to be with you. That's it. Goodbye. I'm ending it forever. And please just move on with your life. They rarely say that. They'll say more things like, I love you. It's just not now. If this situation wasn't happening, then of course I'd be with you, or whatever it is that they say that makes you feel like, oh, there's a little bit of hope. So you take it, you take that, and you're at their mercy, basically, thinking, well, if I give them a bit of space, then they'll miss me and then they'll change. And sometimes the tricky thing is about this is that there's truth in it, is that when you give an avoidant space, they no longer feel threatened. And so they're more likely to come towards you. But if neither of you have actually done the work on healing and really killed that relationship, we were talking in the Conscious Creators last night about death and rebirth, and about how in order to create a new relationship, the old one has to really die. And very often when we're in the state of, I wonder if they'll come back, I wonder if they're thinking about me, will they wake up and realize that relationship hasn't died? You're still in that energy that you were in when the day that the relationship ended, still waiting, hoping, wishing, will they come back? And that hasn't killed the relationship. And the thing that came up in the Conscious Creators last night was the fear of actually killing it and killing the hope. Will that erase the love that I have for this person? And it won't, it doesn't. So it's an illusion that we need to hold on to fear and we need to hold on to anxiety in order for us to know that we still love this person, because a lot of us have associated pain with love, right? So It was so interesting last night in the conversation we had, because one of the girls decided to break no contact after just being so stressed and like, what the hell is going on? And like this horrible tension that she felt bubbling up in her body. And she sat and she wrote out this message and she sent it, and she got a really neutral response, which made her feel awful. And so she'd been kind of in this fantasy bubble of like, maybe he's thinking this, maybe he's missing me, maybe it's the same, and this intensity of waiting and wondering, is this person going to contact me, was immediately broken whenever she got this kind of very mediocre reply, which made her think, oh my god, that relationship's over. And she felt all this grief and all this sadness and all of this pain. And then the next day, guess what? She was free. And she was able to go, oh my God, you know what? I'm fine. I was living in that state of stress, of wondering if and when he's going to come back. And now I've got the information from having reached out to him and got this information that he's not ready. And so, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to now be more present. And sometimes when we're living in the fear of rejection, and that's the only thing stopping us from reaching out, the best thing for us to do for our nervous system and for our healing is to just face the fear of rejection. Now, I'm not saying to you definitively that you should go away and write a text to your ex and do that, because you really have to listen to your own body. So the other question that we were talking about last night is, how do you know when the time is right to do that? And my answer to that is, you just know. You just know. Like, there's no, oh, but should I now? I don't know. It's like it occurs. It just occurs. I've had this before as well. And I've had this happen in both ways. So I've had it happen where I didn't speak to someone for 2.5 years, reached out to them and they were like, oh my God, I think about you all the time. I miss you so much. And, you know, I can't believe you're still thinking about me. And that was like, wow, that was crazy. It kept me hooked, unfortunately, for longer, because that person still wasn't ready to commit. And then the other situation is that I've reached out and I've said, you know what, I love you. I've always loved you. And the person was like, well, that's really nice, but I love you as a friend. And what that did was, it made me face my fear, get over the illusion that this person had any of my self-worth in their hands, and just say my authentic truth, and then get a reality check. Sometimes we just need a reality check. And I remember there was one girl who I did a coaching call with years ago. She hadn't spoken to her specific person, her ex, for years. And she said, no, I refuse to be the one to reach out. But I was like, but you're not moving on either. You're not actually letting go either. You're still living in an idea of what you think is happening. And the only reason why you're not contacting this person is because you're afraid that they will reject you, which means that you're not over the deeper wound that's keeping you doing this behavior. And in order for us to kill that relationship so that it can be reborn, we have to face our deepest fears. We have to be not afraid of them rejecting us. We have to be not afraid anymore of what will make it mean if they don't choose us. And then we are free, and then we can actually come from love. And the beautiful thing is that when you do this, you don't remove the love that you have for them. You actually feel it more, because you're like, you know what? Now I just love this person, but the fear's not there anymore. And that is beautiful. Absolute magic can happen when you do that. So I'm not saying that right now is the right time necessarily for you to just reach out to your ex, but I want to prompt you to think about the question, how long have I been sitting waiting for them to contact me? How long have I been in this purgatory? How long have I been sitting here hoping that they will reach out? And do I want to keep living my life on hold? Because that's kind of what you're doing if you're still holding on. No contact works whenever you really actually go, you know what, that relationship's dead. I'm going to focus on me. And you're in no contact authentically, not because you're trying to get something. If you're trying to get something, it will slap you in the face every time, right? It's really, really painful to be in that state of purgatory. And I think this is what people don't talk about on the internet so much, but we should, because it makes you live your life on hold. And that is a really uncomfortable place, and I've been there, so I really know. The other thing to say about this is that you might be thinking, oh no, oh my God, now I've got to message them, and I don't know if I want to message them, I'm too scared, I'm not ready. Don't then. Don't. If your nervous system is saying no, that's okay. You're just not ready. You're not ready to reach out. The other question that we have is, well, if I reach out, am I not just like perpetuating my chasing? Well, this isn't about that, because you have recognised that you chase. You've got that lesson. But this is more about when you're messaging someone for you to clear that energy of waiting and longing, you're doing it for you, not to get something, okay? So when we're doing it to kind of manipulate a situation, then that's when it's problematic. But when we're sending a message to actually put ourselves out of our misery, you're not chasing, you're honouring where you're at, you know? So in the future, you've already got the message that you can't keep being the one to fix relationships and chase them. But at the moment, you still have an enormous fear that this person is going to reject you and what you will make that mean about you. As in, I've got to hold on to the hope that they'll message me, because that means that I'll get them. I'll get their love, and I'll get their approval, and they'll see me and they'll want me. And then I'll feel like I'm enough. But all of that is faulty belief system that we've got to erase for good, right? Because that's what we're doing. That's the healing work that we're doing. And it's deep. It takes practice. It takes patience. It takes feeling some really big, scary emotions, right? But all is well. The other thing I should say is that, let's say you watch this video and then you go, right, I'm going to message them. And then you really regret it. Look, my go-to response when I've sent a message that I wish I hadn't is, oh, well, screw it. It was meant to be. It was just meant to be, and it just calms me down straight away. So I'm not saying do it. Like I say, you've got to listen to your nervous system and basically go by the rule. If it's time to message them, you will know. There won't really be that many questions about it. You will just know. But if you're going, I don't know if I should, and what if this happens, what if that happens, don't do it, because you're just not ready to. But the thing with the girl in the call last night was that she was ready and had the capacity to feel the discomfort that came along with facing that fear. And until you're ready to feel that discomfort, you just shouldn't do it. You're not ready. And that is okay. Like I've said in all videos, really, be where you are, and everything you feel is right, and no one can rush you to the next stage. But I just wanted to put this video out there to say, if you're doing no contact, for you to heal, to break a pattern, to focus on you, to stop that difficult cycle that you were in before, to find yourself again, that is really good. And it's the only real way that no contact works in terms of creating a reconnection, because you're doing it for you. But if you're doing it with the intention of getting them to, lure them back because, they're going to miss me and they're going to realise what they lost, that's manipulation, and it will slap you in the face, and it will literally put your life on hold for however long you stay there, because you're afraid of rejection still, and still your worth is still attached to them. And that's where we've got to rewire that whole system, which takes practice, like I say. And if you'd like help doing that, then I've created my Heartbreak Healers Club, which is all about all of this. My friend messaged me last night and she was like, it's so good that you're doing this Heartbreak Healers Club, because you are so good at helping people through breakups. And I was like, you know what? I am, actually. I've always been really good at that with my friends, like growing up. So it's quite nice to be doing something that I've always enjoyed doing. And I'd love to help you wherever you're at in this process. If your breakup was last week, or if it was 3 or 4 years ago, that's fine. There will be people at all stages on the journey in this club. It's going to be 4 weeks to begin with. If it goes well, I'm just going to keep doing it. So these first 4 weeks are special because they're the first ones, and there is a discounted price at the moment. So if you'd like to get on that, you can find the link in the description below. Also, the new spaces for the Conscious Creators Masters Academy, which is my most intensive, most transformative program, which is 12 weeks long, those spaces have just been added to the website. I am closing down my coaching for a bit because I am full, but there are a few spaces left. And if you would like to book some coaching in the next few days, you still have that window of opportunity to do that. So if you would like any more answers to any more questions, comment below, send me an email if you've got any questions about what I do, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.